That was hilarious.
I love that he was like, and I'm gonna do that, and then the stream ends.
And there was like, blink. Bye.
He literally said, "Okay, bye." I was like, "Okay, bye."
I was like, man, when you go to the bathroom, you clear the room.
What's up, guys?
Sorry
How
for
we
the
doing,
toilet
guys?
jokes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Well,
What's
On
up?
that
What's
note-
up?
on that note, I do need 3 seconds because I haven't gotten up in 2.5 hours. So give me a moment, and I'll be back. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Who can
Yeah,
spin
don't
the
fall
pendulum?
in.
We want
That's
Hess on
fair.
top.
Hess is going to the top, and I won't end the stream. Don't worry.
Yeah, please don't.
What's up, everybody? This is Dope or Nope. Did we name it today?
Nope. Yes, it's been named correctly.
All right, cool.
What a win.
How you guys doing, man? So excited to be here today. Austin, you're...
In the green room.
He's in
The
the green
greenhouse.
On the
Literally.
laptop.
Greenhouse.
Knock
In
on
the
wood.
green room. I love it. I love it. Lauren,
Yeah.
nice to have you back.
Thank you very much. Great to be back.
Good to have you on the screen. And look at Pink Lady over here, looking
She looks great.
amazing.
You know.
Super cool. Yeah. How was EDC, Lauren?
Outstanding. So good. Really good.
Yeah.
It looked so fun.
Although I was surfing the jet lag from Sweden because I got in the day before.
How did that?
was
I
awesome.
didn't realize that you had gone, and then I saw some Instagram stuff. I'm like, oh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah,
That's
right.
better.
Yeah, Australia, Sweden, and via Copenhagen, and then EDC, and it was awesome.
Right.
The trick
Todd
is
Stucky. This is the 22-year-old filter that I'm using. Thank you. So, if you're just joining us, this is Dope or Nope. Nick will be back in a moment. He's exit stage left. We do this every Thursday during the summer at 3 p.m. EST. We play you 1 full hour of some really incredible music, demos that these artists have been kind enough to let us present on their behalf to you. So that's kind of fun. Our team. Got to talk about the team. Yeah, the team. Raquel Goldie, who is the host extraordinaire on Vinny's Vibes on Pitbull Globalization Channel every Friday at 10 a.m. EST. She's also everything you need to know about doing the right thing on social media if you're out there trying to grab attention. And if you have any questions about K-pop, she will handle that.
I got you guys.
She got you. She got you. Lauren Padman, Vice President of Dumark Records. I don't know. Do we need to go further than that? Studio aficionado, speaker. We're adding that to your long list of things that he does.
Watch out.
Recently back from Sweden.
Sweden.
What was the name of the school again? I keep forgetting the name of the school.
Music Marketer. Music
Right.
Marketer.
So a very esteemed, established school, having Lauren out to
Number
speak
one
again.
songwriting school in the world, man.
And there you go. And Nick's back. Nick Dietrich, the Disco Fries, NFT Heaven, Record Shop, Liftoff Recordings, and soon to be Liftoff Music, maybe. I guess we should vote on that.
We can take a poll.
Can we take a poll?
Sure.
You know, I just find that the most weirdest cliche ever used. Can we take a poll?
Yeah.
I like poll. I'm a big fan of a poll.
I'm
Just
gonna leave that alone.
for entertainment.
Right.
Oh yeah, you should leave that alone. I'm not going to repeat
I'm not-
that again.
I'm just,
But asking the question alone is a poll in itself. Meta.
Ooh.
should we call it taking a poll or taking? Never mind. Or giving a poll. I don't know.
Wow.
Offering-
Moving on.
Yeah, here we go. Austin Kramer from One World Radio. He's currently in the green room growing. We don't really know what's going on in there. But you can find his unreleased playlist, which is really, really good. You guys should be following him.
Ah,
In
thanks,
fact,
George.
follow everyone here, on their social medias, on Spotify. Austin also posts the podcast of this show a couple days afterwards on his Spotify, and now with the video too, right?
Yeah, talk about a poll. It's at the bottom if you go on
There are some
mobile,
polls.
on Spotify mobile.
And they have a poll on there. What songs are you liking, and so on. And I don't have a tie on today. I apologize. I wasn't ready for it.
Dang it.
I had a bunch of calls going on. But I did use the filter, so we're doing that.
I like Tyless Hess as opposed to
I do
Ty
too.
Hess.
Really?
Like Tyless Hess. I also shave.
Yeah.
So
You look great.
You look fantastic.
Anyway,
next thing I need
tell us about the
to
music
do
we're
is
listening to this week, Hess.
Just music we're listening to. How about that? So right now I'm playing just a few things that are being released in a couple of weeks from some different labels. In the background, this is Kill Script, by the way, with Lenny. This is so good.
Lenny's
This is coming
great.
out next
I
week,
met her
actually.
over the weekend.
Oh yeah, I saw that picture too.
Yeah.
Ryan Fink is quite enamored with her as well.
Yeah. Understandably so. She's a great vocalist, and
Right.
her and her husband were out there for the weekend, and she performed on 2 big stages on Saturday and I want to say Sunday night. She's great.
Oh, who did she? Who was she with? You
She
recall?
was out on the deeper part of VDC and on the furthest away from the main stage artist area on is it BassCon or the trance stage. She performed with Marlowe for sure, was one of them.
Oh, nice.
And it'll come back to me in a minute who else the other one was, but I know that she was closing both of their sets, and that was a really big deal to her. And I remember giving her some advice that at the end, make sure you tell them who you are, because there'll be so many people who miss the introduction, and then halfway through they're like, wow, this girl's awesome. Who's this?
Who was
It's
that?
a great tip.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a good tip.
If you're not wearing the T-shirt, you should definitely tell them who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once again, this is Dope or Nope. We are playing demos for the next hour or 20, 40, 53 minutes. We're going to start with an alumni and a regular. So let me get this. We're going to start off with Boy with a Bag.
Awesome.
And this is 1998. And we finished a little bit with this before. I just want to bring it back again and sort of kick everything off. Boy with a Bag, 1998 Bollywood song. So Lauren, you weren't here last week. I wanted to play that for you and just give you the vibes of the last song we ended with. I think people understood that to be a sample of a pretty famous Indian record. So that is Boy with a Bag, 1998 Bollywood song.
Yeah, it's great. Really good record. He's an artist that we're talking to at Dimmac to be on our house label, which is called A Good One. We love his vibe. It's very, very legitimate Chicago house. I love the groove and the percussion. He's awesome. He's going to be something else.
Also a genuinely nice human being, which is always a
Oh,
plus.
yeah.
You know?
My God, he's amazing.
love that.
And he's a great marketer. He's
Right.
awesome.
And he's on it for himself too, right?
Yeah.
Afshin, thank you, man. Thanks for joining us. A couple shout outs. Who do we have? I saw Todd Stucky earlier. There he is. Kumar 95, bro. Where is Cosmic Skies? There he is. Remnez. Thizzy Van Buren. What's up, guys? Alex Amaro. Oh, nice to see you, man. Jordan Grace. These are our regular. Spawn. What's up? Let's move on to the next demo. This is Selco, and this is called Bring It, Give It, right here on Dope or Nope.
Break. Is it too early for a demo of the day? Is that...
Oh,
Not at all.
No,
Not at all.
No, I think you legitimately pulled it.
That's
Yeah.
fire.
This is great.
That's
like
amazing.
Really awesome.
He sent us a minute 52, which is also always kindly accepted.
Yeah.
I really, we often talk about samples and stuff like that are sort of can be repetitive, and then you're like, oh, can you just switch it up? But then there are times just happened where it's taken to such you max it where it becomes actually kind of interesting. The way that was sort of put together, you know what I mean?
Well, and I think he had cool changes in the rhythm of what was going on too, that they were just subtle enough that it threw your ear off from it being too repetitive. So that was a wise move.
And the track was banging too, and a nice change-up.
And that's
I
what
kinda
we
really
always
liked.
talk about.
People are listening to us, guys.
Imagine.
Wow.
I never imagined that at all. I just was like, I'm just gonna talk shit, and if you want to do it, go ahead.
Yeah. If you want to listen to us, it's fine. If not, okay.
Yeah, we're good. But nice track. I really like that. That is, definitely very, very close to a demo of the day for me. Next song up, Kadrif, and this is called Wrong Rights. A lot of opposing words here. A tie for that old demo of the day thing. This is so well put together. What do you guys think?
So I do like the mix. That kick is beautiful. It's a nice choice on that. And the groove is great. I do think there's room to marry that vocal to the track a little bit more. From a mix perspective, some delay throws, some reverb throws, some stuff to make it feel like it's not just an acapella on a track.
Sitting on top, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of there right now, but if you could make it, tuck it in there a little bit more and do some tricky stuff with the effects, that would be great.
If you were to give one, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
If you were to give, sorry.
Wow,
This is
you
great.
guys, stop it. Okay.
Finish each other's sentences. No, I think it's the same thing that we talk about kind of every week, where it took a little bit too long to get to change it. Because if I was walking in a festival past the stage, I was like, oh, this is cool and different. But then I'd be like, okay, I'm bored. It took too long to get to the change or the drop a little bit. But I do like how the drop wasn't like, we're dropping, boom. It was subtle.
Yeah. Got it. It felt like progressive house in the true sense of it, feeling like a progression into the next bit of the song, as opposed to the huge big build release, here's the moment sort of thing.
This part right here.
Yeah, Austin, what do you think of it? This is your kind of jam, no?
Yeah, I'm all about this. I don't really like the vocal.
Right.
I see what they're trying to do with it, but I'm more about, I would probably add the instrumental mix, nothing against the
Yeah,
vocals.
right.
Maybe it's lending itself to Nick's first point that maybe married it to the track. Can you talk
Or
about
even,
that?
Yeah,
even like a dubby mix with less vocal, where you pull in just like you can make the wrong right, and then use that and trick it out, and then let the track breathe.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah,
cool
that's what
option.
I was gonna ask before. So if you wanted to say like, what would one thing in your tool bag be to kind of like marry that a little bit? Because I do hear what you're saying, that there are pieces of the song where I feel like it sits in the pocket, but there's other parts of it, like right when Austin, you mentioned that, right when you said that, it felt like it was sort of riding on top, floating a little bit, not like really ingrained in that. Yeah, that's good to know, like what some of those things are, because maybe they don't know, you know.
I feel like that's good advice across the board, though, for tracks in general with the vocal. So take it for what it's worth, guys.
There you go. All right. Next demo up is this is Lorne, Loran, and it's called 10 Seconds of Love with 2 E's. And you're listening to Dope or Nope. There's one screaming for a vocal. What did you think of the track?
Let me think. I think that there was. I really like the bottom end, and I really like the kick. The bass sort of felt like it was really punchy and tight, and it was moving, and it had lots of propulsion. But the synth for me is a very simple rhythm, scales, just scaling down. But there's something really aggressive in the top layer of it, which is almost giving a distorted, scratchy kind of feel. And I'm gonna ask Nick to jump in on this, but it really feels like if that synth was more rounded instead of had so much saw attack in it, I think it would be less ear fatiguing. Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. There's a lot of white noise in that synth, and I'm not sure what you're using to make it, but if you could just dial down the noise section on it, or just throw an EQ on it and do a shelf on the highs, or a multi-band with a shelf on the highs, so it's just ducking all that noise up top of it. So you keep some of it, so it gives you some air, but like, I agree, it was harsh.
You know what it reminded me of is that, you know, when when a percussionist uses that brush on the snare,
You get a similar frequency.
it had a little of that sort of scratchy, I think, Lauren, what you were mentioning, that like, sitting on
the brushes and the jazz.
What is that noise? I almost looked around here. I thought maybe like we have people painting. I'm like, are you? What's going on?
You get a lot of that in like the 5K and up range on the EQ, so you can notch it out pretty easily. But it's even better to do it on the synth itself.
Right. And when you're up that high in frequency, I would say that being annoying is easier to do. Right? Am I right there?
For sure, a little goes a long way. But it also, when you have all those highs in that synth, it takes away from anything else in the percussion that might be going on. So if you got like driving hi-hats and stuff like that, you don't catch a lot of that detail, or like the 16th note shakers that Lorne loves to put on everything. You don't hear them. You don't hear them, guys.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
All right.
One other thing as well that's probably worth mentioning is that in the stabs, they were very, I mean, it was just scaling, right? Dun, 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 dun. It was just literally scaling down. There was nothing really to it, and they were so formulaic, very chopped up, and I don't know if the stabs in that way sort of felt they're a little bit too clean or generic, and I thought that maybe there could be a slight amount of variation in there. Like, think of that extra little note that you might put in there. Like, what would a Lesso do? What would have he done 10 years ago to like a Nadi Ali remix, for example?
Right.
The idea of there just being like even like a little reverse into one of them along the way, so that it makes it feel like they're slightly more expensive, instead of just going, okay, 1, 2, 3, there we go, it's great, set and forget, repeat loop for the whole track. If you have slight variations along the way, I think that it will make it feel like it's more live, like as if a keyboard player was playing it live and putting in some extra jazz feel of it, or funk, you know. That's my thinking.
Agreed. Yeah, Galantis are the kings of that. They'll throw in like a passing chord and add some kind of extra octave and whatnot, and the average listener doesn't catch it.
Yeah.
But in the context of everything going on, it keeps it interesting. It goes back to that other record we loved, where it just is like, it's subtle enough that it keeps it interesting and it keeps it moving. It doesn't feel like a loop.
Right.
That was stuck there.
All right.
Got it.
Well, I think we've beat that horse, but I kind of like where it started. I feel like it's just like the undercarriage of something that could be really good. But yeah, keep working on that.
Beat that horse.
Did I?
Man,
What? Did I beat the horse?
We're taking polls talking about undercarriages and beating horses.
We're back to the poll thing again? How did that happen? Oh, man. All right, next demo.
Shout out Flips, I see you.
What's up, man? Wow, radio Flips. This is late in the afternoon for you. That guy gets up at like fucking 2 in the morning. This is Soft Wind by Eneele, right here on Dope or Nope.
This one up because I know we all have generally the same feedback. You've got it. This is like my copy and paste speech about records like this. You learn how to put together a record. You know that it requires vocals, synths, drums, and it changes in different spots. So you've got the fundamentals down. Now you have to work on referencing songs and what they do. And I would even venture to say, try doing like cover versions or like replicas of records and bring them into your DAW and copy them to a degree to learn sound design, to learn how things sit together, and then that'll be like the next phase of your journey in learning production, because this isn't there but we hear where you're headed at least.
Right.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
I got nothing.
Exactly what I was
that.
thinking. Probably even more detail.
All right.
I try to be nice
else.
about it because,
Yeah.
everybody starts somewhere,
Yeah.
and that is what it is.
100%.
Yeah, it just didn't feel glued in, that's all. There's some good ideas there. I just don't know if they all blended together so great.
Not at all.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a good start.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Once again, if you're just joining us on the various platforms, a big shout out to Reach for blasting us all over Instagram, Twitch, Reddit, Facebook, YouTube. Thanks to those guys. Can you submit something now? DJ Mike Bond, perhaps I might be able to get to it. I don't know how long the list actually is. I haven't looked all the way down, but dopeornopemusic.com is where you can send your demos. We do this every Thursday during the summer at 3 p.m. EST. Our illustrious staff right here, Mr. Austin Kramer, Mr. Lorne Padman, Raquel Goldie, and Nick Dietrich from the Disco Fries, and also just Nick Dietrich. I just want to leave that too.
I'm just me.
Our next demo is System Kids, and this is called ID, and this is Dope or Nope. System Kids, and it's just ID. Thoughts?
Love the
Coming
percussion.
right up. I like it. Really nice. I like that record.
I like where that's going.
Nice reverb on it.
Right.
On the sense, it sort of makes it feel more epic and out of a room into a big space. Yeah, cool melodies. Nothing really about it was offensive. I was trying to kind of actively half listen to it to see if it captured my attention, and it kind of did. I was like, wait, this is nice. This part's good. So I kept jumping around a lot. It was really cool. I liked it.
Very nice. Austin, any thoughts?
That needs to
on
be in a
that?
movie.
Yeah.
Sync. There it is.
Put it in a movie, someone.
In a movie.
Yeah, it felt like a movie-ish kind of soundtrack. Yeah, Raquel?
Yeah.
We're in a movie.
Definitely.
What kind of movie did you think it was set for?
It reminded me of a Disney movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like
It
the
is-
princess
I mean-
finding her something or another.
Yeah, it's
But-
kind of emotional. It's that one point, that pivotal
Yeah.
point in the film where it's
Of
like,
the movie. Yeah. Like where Pocahontas, something. Or Moana, something. Elsa,
we're going
any
Pocahontas
of them.
on this one? Okay.
Elsa,
Sonia on
Moana,
Twitch.
any of them.
Sonia on Twitch said elephants walking across the desert.
Oh, yeah, or like a nature,
I like that.
like the nature movies on Netflix with the babies where they're born and they're standing and walking. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that elephant.
Totally like that. That's actually
Tarzan too. There you go.
Tarzan 6, actually, right? Isn't it?
Tarzan.
So
70,
basically
yeah.
every Disney movie.
Yeah.
Not really the
Exactly.
Little Mermaid, but like the other ones.
Right. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
No,
I trust me. I've seen a lot of
You've seen a lot of
kids
Disney
movies recently too. So this next demo, we're on Dropbox here. Hold on. Is called "Burning Up," and I'll get you the name of the person in 1 second. You're listening to Dope and Nope. We listen to 1 hour of demos every Thursday at 3 p.m. And here's some more.
Vibing on the dance floor, show me your intention. I like it when you follow through. I want you to stay right here. I want you to stay right here, right here, right here. We got the fire and we burn it up. We got the fire, baby. We got the fire and we burn it up, 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 burn it up, burn it up, burn it up, burn it up. We got the fire and we burn it up. We got the fire, baby. We got the fire and we burn it up, and we burn it up, burn, 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 burn. Feeling you a new way, feeling you a new way, feeling you a new.
So this is Max Tier, and it's called Burning Up.
Todd Stucky on Twitch with the Splice Police.
Yeah.
What happened?
Splice vocal.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, but that doesn't make it horrible. That just, it means that someone's learning and trying to put together something.
yeah, sure.
For sure.
So perhaps, we don't have to critique the vocal too much, but we could talk about the instrumental a little bit more. I think that the pianos. What is it about the pianos, Nick, that feel a little slightly off? I don't know if it's a reverb thing. I'm not too sure if there's like enough delay on them to make them feel epic to fit with the intention of what they're trying to do, where they're basically like left there to be the hero of that moment, before the build.
Yeah,
I think you can get away with it in the drop, but I don't know. The build pianos felt like they needed to be a little bit more epic if you're going to hold with that rhythm.
Agreed. I like the staccato piano in the drop, and it actually feels really cool with that bass line. Like there's a lot of space
Agreed.
for that bouncing bass line.
Right.
I'm not hot on the voicing of the chords because it gets a little muddy, and maybe you want to play with like a top octave, even if you do the top octave on a separate track and lower the volume a little bit, so it's there but it's subtle. But yeah, to your point, I think in the builds some delay would be really helpful. It also just feels a little empty, like
Yeah.
I don't know, there's not a lot of ear candy besides, like, I was paying attention to the vocal obviously, but like if you strip the vocal away, it's a little too simple in the way of like you're not giving. You could give a little bit of ear candy in there to keep it interesting and throw some sounds around that are unique, like so it's not just a shell of a track.
Yeah, I feel like the piano was just like hitting me in the face. It's like burn, burn, piano, and you're like, oh, okay. So
I thought it was fighting the vocal and I don't know if it was like the tone or the way the stabs were structured, if you will. I just felt it was like fighting it, you know what I mean? And that part that where sometimes in contrast is cool, it works fine. But there were parts in there where the piano fit, I think, like you said, and then there were parts for me where it was like a rub. It was like, I don't know, is that the note? But that's just like for my, I don't know if it's the right note or the right tone, or it didn't always work for me, but it was used more than I maybe wanted to hear it.
Austin?
Yeah, seems right.
This sounds like a cover in the background.
This?
Oh.
Oh.
It sounds like a Chainsmokers vocal. What is this?
This is the next demo up. This is actually Kirk Peter, and it's called Mountains.
Oh, it's Kirk. He's on vocals. I love this kid.
Oh, you know this guy?
Yeah, we've been DMing a lot. He's on, he works at Splice. And he does the stream, the lessons on Splice. And he puts the videos together. He's amazing.
Oh, nice. Should we jump in on it? Hold on.
Yeah.
I was like,
Here
whatever
we go.
his vocal is, I really like it.
Let's pour it on.
Far, far too much, I cannot pretend that I'll ever measure up. Then you call me to come with the good and the bad, 'cause you want me to see all that you have. Then I see all you love, and I feel you embrace the sinner in me and pour out your grace. Even when my mind is a battleground, you are still the king that wears the crown. There is no mountain that won't bow down to you, to you. Even when the darkness is all around, you will be the light that leads me out. There is still no mountain that won't bow down to you, to you.
That is Mountains.
Where do I begin?
I like this. Austin, you can lead it off.
Yeah.
No, I just he sent a whole Dropbox. Like his project is yet to be seen. I'm just really rooting for him. He's been secretly writing, but I think he has a project under the name Vandal, VNDL. I don't think it might be the same. It sounds like a bass.
VNDL, yeah, that he tags that in this track name.
But he also has a second project, and they're quite different. But I'm just I'm stoked because both are riveting to me. I'll say the word riveting.
Riveting. Wow. What do you think of this song?
I think this is the core sound of what he sent. It's just really innovative lyrics. His voice is super unique.
Yeah.
And there's a message behind each one is a story, unlike a lot of tracks we hear. So, love it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I like the angst in this one. That's
There
my
is
overall feeling.
a lot of angst here.
Yeah.
It's like super angst.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very like Good Things Fall Apart, Millennium-y situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that song. I was screaming it at the top of my lungs at Hangout, so I like
Right.
this.
Right.
The vibe.
Oh yeah, how was
immaculate.
that, by the way?
So fun.
It looked
It was
fun.
really good. It was honestly, like, compared to Coachella and Ultra, it was better. Which is crazy to say.
Nice.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was just really easy to maneuver and everything was organized and you didn't miss people's sets if you wanted to see people, like how they scheduled out the artist was smart.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was really good.
Super.
It was done very well.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
really looked like you were having fun too, like more than usual.
Yeah.
There was
Yes,
that one
I was
that one
living
story you did.
my
I
best
was
life.
like, man,
Oh yeah,
she's going.
that was Good Things Fall Apart, Millennium.
Oh, really?
Okay, now
Wow.
I got it.
There it is.
Now I got it.
Yeah, this is a good record. I really liked it. I
Yeah.
love the
Yeah.
angst of it. Yeah, it's very cool.
Well done, Kirk.
He
Thanks for sending
did.
that.
We talk about it. We talk about how if you're gonna do the angst, like you got to really go for it. He went for it. It wasn't that weird in between. We're like, you could have gone harder, or you should have gone pulled back a little bit.
Or you're just kidding, right? This was
Yeah.
like you're not kidding.
Because
You're
you can
all in.
tell when it's a fake angst or a fangst.
Yeah.
Angst.
Angst.
Angst. A fake angst.
Wow. We
I
have a
am
new
here
word
for that
today.
word.
I mean, fangst.
Right.
And thanks you for that
Oh, lol.
because
Nailed it.
sorry.
Shout out to Gon Carpel, who's sitting his connection at JFK, and he actually hung out with you, I should say, Raquel, at Hangout.
We hanged out, whatever the
We
verb
hung
is.
out.
We hung.
You hung
we
out?
hung out. There we go.
There it
Which-
is.
Past tense of hang.
That's the
hung.
word.
Guys. Oh.
Jeez,
I'm
Gon,
sure
thanks
you
for
use that
joining
word
us,
from
man.
time to time.
Hope you're doing well. Just to what do we used to say? Reset the room. You're listening to
Yeah.
Dope or Nope. We do this every Thursday during the summer at 3 p.m. EST. You are listening to Straight Demo Heat. We get a list of demos every week. We don't listen to them ahead of time. We don't choose them or do anything. special, but we do play music that our friends and artists have given us the opportunity to let you guys hear. Our panel, Nick Dietrich, left, Austin Kramer, right. But that was not their political positioning. That's just where they are. This is just, I want to throw that out there. I realized that when I said it, I was like, oh, I'm not making any kind of statement. You know, you got to be so careful.
I think you got it about right. It's fine. It works.
I want to be so careful. Raquel Goldie and Lorne Badman, say hello. Follow these people. Follow them. Listen to what they're talking about, what they're playing. I'm going to go back and play this next
also
demo.
Follow
This is
Hess too. We never Hess
follow
when we were
Hess.
talking.
Anybody who
Follow
wants
Hess
to
as well.
understand
Follow everyone here.
what's been happening in dance radio for like the last 30 plus years and knows what works and what doesn't work. I'm going to quickly go into a little bit of Hess love, and anyone else can follow me up on this one. Hess, feel free to mute if you want.
Come on.
Hess is easily a very strong mentor of mine because he has a very clear understanding of what's good and what's not good, not based on musical knowledge, not based on production knowledge, but literally a gut instinct and an experience. And he'll be able to listen to something and say, yeah, this is really good, but is it great? Is it compelling? Will it be an awesome song to nest in between two big songs at radio? Will it feel like a dip in the radio station? So there's like this innate gut instinct that Hess has when it comes to records, which makes him invariably a great plugger, arguably one of the best in America's history of the last 34 years. Certainly a great A&R person without the production background and knowledge. So shout out Hess. If you want to know anything about US dance radio and dance music around the globe, then you better follow I Am Hess.
Wow. That was the best testimonial anybody could ever receive.
I love it.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Good job, Lorne. That was amazing and all true, all factual.
I'm a little sweaty. I'm a little sweaty right now.
Also, fun story on Hess. I got one for you, Hess.
Tell me.
What do you got there, Austin Kramer?
If you're willing. No, I just I was telling Alicia about this because it came to me out of nowhere. I had this flashback of when I think it was 2007 in Miami at Juicy Beach, and we were broadcasting live on, I think it was called Area or BPM at the time, and no one was there at the end of it, and it was late, and like there was this super drunk guy bugging around the broadcast booth, and Geronimo and I were like, dude, can you like take a few feet back? And Hess was here sitting next to us, and the guy was just belligerent, and Hess like kind of helped him find his way home, we'll say.
I was waiting, you know, for a minute there, I was like, fuck, was that me?
No. The complete opposite.
Sorry for the curse words. I apologize.
That's when your biceps were like as big as my head.
Well, having been that drunk guy who couldn't find his way home quite a bit, I had a clear understanding of where that guy's brain was or wasn't.
And what he was going through.
Right. He actually wasn't being annoying. He just couldn't actually move. Right? Because that's what happens. Frozen in that.
Well, I thank you for, all the times, and you're definitely a mentor of mine as well.
Thank you so much, guys.
Here,
I
here.
really appreciate it. Whew. Hard to follow that, but I'm just going to play some music now. How about that?
Yes,
This
sir.
is Cosmic Skies, and this is Dope or Nope. Cosmic Skies, and it's called Diamond Eyes. What do you guys think?
It's a cover? Remix? I already know this song.
Or a splice? I've heard that before.
Maybe it's a splice sample. Yeah, I'm sure.
Where's Todd Stucky?
Yeah, I'm sure this is either a splice sample because I've heard this. Yeah, you've got the most
Splice.
beautiful diamond eyes
You said
I've ever
Spice.
seen my whole life. Yeah, I'm just googling. I can see it 6 to 7 different mentions of the same song. So
Yeah.
okay, so it's a splice sample of the vocal. Yeah, well, the music was really nice. I kind of liked it. I think it was really driving and felt like a cool trance party. Honestly, I was into it. Yeah. Yeah, vocal. In fact, even though the vocal is a sample, it actually kind of fit. It actually kind of fit. I
Right.
wasn't mad at that one.
So, wait, Cosmic Skies, tell us, which came first, the track or the vocal? Meaning, what, did you hear the vocal and then made the track, or the other way around?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting thing.
I really dug the
Track came first.
The track came
Yeah.
first. Because I really
Yeah.
dug
Yeah.
this piece.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
This part I really liked. I wasn't so much in love with what happened after. So this into here, good.
Really?
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that
love
thing
that
on,
drop.
on top of it, the
energy was there.
What is that?
Do it again.
What is
Wait, are you gonna do? There it is.
It's like harmonized too at the top.
Are we doing the dance
Yeah.
today?
At the
Lauren,
top
you
of
missed
it.
so much shit. I hope you went back and looked at a couple of the shows, like last week before, when you were gone.
I
Austin,
was literally giving Stucky something to put together as a meme again for Austin.
Yeah.
dude, Austin's dancing,
Especially with that mean mustache. Look at it, my
Yeah.
lord. What a mustache.
Let's ask you a
Unbelievable.
a
question.
moustache.
Stucky's got a stash,
That's
right?
a question. It's so good.
Stucky is the unsung hero of TikTok and Instagram Reels. He's the most entertaining person I follow.
Good.
I say this on every episode to finish my track. I hope his profile goes through the roof eventually because he's fantastic.
It
He's
will.
gonna get picked up by Netflix.
Hopefully. How does
I think
Alicia
he
like
should
your
have-
mustache? By
Stucky,
the way.
have you signed up to Reach yet? Have we got him onboarded?
We might have to
He
get
should be
him.
doing
live.
lives.
He doesn't live stream, but he needs to.
He needs
Yeah,
to.
Yeah.
we'll get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get him. He can
He
be our
needs to live
live
stream
boys.
his life, not like anything else, just like normal.
Just quickly getting back to that record.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it. I honestly think that it's really great, except for the lead melody in the drop is the part that we're all kind of like talking about a little bit. There was too much variation. That doo 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 doo, that movement. It was hard to try to catch a rhythm of what are we meant to be paying attention to, because the human brain can only catch and follow one main rhythm at a time, and of course you can have counter melodies, but they need to supplement the main melody. And in this one, it honestly felt like there was too much going on in the rhythm of the percussion, the rhythm of the bass line, and the rhythm of that lead melody. They were fighting each other basically. So if you muted the lead melody and then just have a listen to what you have, and then think of a melody that would match what you have, you'd probably, even using the same sounds if you wanted to, I think you'd probably have something. And this is the part where I'd throw to Nick, but Nick's on a bathroom break probably, because he's been sitting in his chair for 7.5 hours.
No, I'm here. I was actually
Oh.
just dropping Mr. Todd Stucky a referral link to Reach so he's able to
You-
easily sign up.
Yeah,
You don't
come
have
on.
a video. Get your video on. Come on, buddy. Come on back. You know you
I
want
see
to.
it.
I see him.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
you
see
do?
him.
Oh,
They
weird.
see me.
Oh, that's
I
so
see
odd.
yeah.
I'll screenshot this so I can show it to you, because you ain't there.
It's a glitch.
Amazing. It's a glitch. Oh well.
Turn your camera off and turn it back on. Maybe I pop back
My
up. I'll do the
camera?
same.
No, I wouldn't do such a thing.
It's that Sony problem.
Wait, now Hess is gone.
Oh, now
That's
Hess is
disappeared.
out. Oh, there you go.
Instagram
And-
failed.
yeah, but well, we lost Hess, but we've got Nick back, so it's all fine.
Oh, see, I just refreshed my camera for you. And it came back.
Maybe Hess is doing that as well. But
Yeah, Todd, you
connection
sign
has
up right
failed.
now.
I am Hess. All right, well, that's potentially problematic because he's a DJ. Oh, great.
How was everyone's
right.
week so far?
Yeah, fun.
That's so
So,
enthusiastic.
Fun.
So treating water. Raquel, why were you not at EDC?
I was at Hangout Fest instead
Okay.
because one of my social media clients was playing it, so I was there with him.
Nice. I'm back.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Do we hear music?
Welcome back,
We got everything?
everyone.
Yeah, go on
Did
then.
they get
Live.
good social content at Hangout
We
Fest?
did. We got a lot of really good social content. He actually is friends with the Chainsmokers videographer, so Spencer also was there as well. So Spencer was getting stuff, I was getting content. I also was playing manager for the weekend, so it was good. It was fun.
Oh, all the
Dang.
things.
All the
All
hats.
the things in all the land.
All the
Yeah,
hats.
you know.
All the hats. If you're just joining us from Reddit, welcome. This is Dope or Nope. And this is a time where we play 1 hour and then some of electronic demos. I hope you're enjoying this. Our illustrious staff, I am Hess, Austin Kramer from One World Radio, Nick Dietrich from the Disco Fries, Raquel Goldie from Vinny's Vibes every Friday on the Pitbull Globalization, and Lorne Padman, Vice President of Dimmock Records.
Yeah.
So, I have this really cool demo that I've been playing in the background while I got bounced around a little bit. And this is Mario Tavares and I Don't Care, the round bottom mix. Not sure what the reference is, but let's go. Oh, that's a kick. Whoa.
Hell yeah. This is
Whoa.
awesome. I love this record. Super
That
dope.
super dope. Mario
Demo of the day for me.
Tavares.
Demo of the day for you.
Demo of the day for me. I loved it. It somehow reminded me of oh my lord, wow, I can't believe I'm about to say this. Now I'm in a hole. Clubbing in 1994. It really felt like that kind of bouncy. What's that record called? You Sure Do by Strike.
Whoa.
You sure make me feel like loving you. That big record. My God, it was massive. But the bounce of that and the happiness, it feels kind of commercial house, but in somehow a cool way. Very cool. Great record.
Right. Also, aptly named mix. The
What was
round
the?
bottom mix.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, the kick was great. Like at the very beginning when that just like really kind of came in. Man, that was
Yeah,
great.
punchy. Good record.
Very
and
punchy.
the
That's
vocal was
great.
just enough without it being too crazy. Nice little cut up on it. Good effects. It wasn't trying to be like a full vocal that we're talking about before. But yeah, really, really nice.
I feel like sort of that vocal repeat that he does, like he brought it right to the edge of was like, you should stop right here, and he did.
Agreed.
And then he
Start right
changed
here.
it up, you know?
Whatever
Like-
this is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, is it
turn it
the
up a bit.
hi-hats getting us to the next bar? Because I can't stop here.
All right, you're like, what's he doing now?
Yeah, I like this. Send it over.
Mario Tavares.
Sign him up.
Sign him up.
Send it over.
Send it over.
Pretty
What's the name of that
bloody
house?
bad.
What's the house label on Dimmock again?
A good one. It could be a good one. It could be a new noise, new sounds, new noise, new artists. Yeah, it fits. It fits both. It's really nice.
Lorne, how many records a week are you guys releasing collectively across labels?
We're doing 1 or 2 a week on Dimmack, and then 1 every 2 weeks on New Noise, and 1 every 2 weeks on New Noise has been for, oh my god, like 8 years or something. And then a good one is a little bit more spaced out at the moment. It's kind of more like every 2 to 3 months, one release, but we're looking to increase that. But it has to be like legit, straight up house music that can't be sneezed at.
Like Sam Sonder, he's been given great rockin' tracks, real
Every week.
Yeah, real swingy, just like this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like never a miss
Very good.
from him.
And just a quick reverse back to the beginning of the show when we were talking about Linny, and I told you that I would figure it out. It was on Sunday night at Quantum Valley. She played with Tritonal and Marlowe. And she played at the end of their sets, which was really great. So
That's awesome.
shout out there, Lenny. Well,
That's
well done.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love Chad and Dave too, man. I
Yeah.
love those guys a
Are
lot.
great. So there you have it. And Aviella was out there too. She was on the Corona stage, I want to say, with she performed with Yatep straight off the beginning and crushed it. So she's having a good time as well.
Yeah, I saw her giving Brian Fink some sort of bracelet or something.
Yeah.
Some sort of bracelet dance. There was a whole
candy.
dance to it.
Oh
Yeah.
snap!
the
Cosmic Skies just says,
EDC.
actually, Lorne, the Splice sample was Linny. Speaking of her.
Oh, it was her splice
Oh,
bag.
that's so funny.
Wow. That's
Amazing.
Stop it. Oh man, I'm telling you, something was like, geez, that voice is really familiar. Oh, by the way, I should shout out Lenny. Yeah, right.
Right.
Amazing.
There you go. All right, next demo. This is the demo hour you're listening to in case you've just joined us. We're getting...
I have a thought. I'm gonna lose it if I don't tell people out there about this.
Tough.
If you're an artist, specifically a singer, and you're doing a publishing deal, make sure to get a carve out for doing sample packs. And that is the thought, and I hope you use that wisdom.
Thought of the
because
day right there.
There's
Respect.
a lot of publishers cracking down on their artists doing sample packs, which I'm not a fan of. I think that's ridiculous, but get a carve out.
There
I
you go.
thought you were going to go into pitching finishedmytrack.com.
I left it to you. Thanks so
believe it.
much.
I couldn't
Wow.
believe
Have we gone a whole hour and not mentioned that?
God damn you guys!
Oh, no.
Honestly, every week, man, it burns my brains.
You know what this is? It's the sound of the tall poppies entering
There it is.
the building.
It's all poppies.
Puppies.
That's not right, mate.
Yes. Yes, yes. All right, next demo, Axsara, and this is just called Wild.
What they talk about in movies, our love was what they talk about. What they talk about in movies, our love was wild and free. You know everything about me, so wild, free. You know everything about me.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What just happened there?
Totally thought that was my internet connection. I was like, dang it!
No.
Just at
Me
the good
too.
bit.
So that was SoundCloud completely tossed me
Oh yeah, well, you know,
out of that.
gotta
And
pay your
was
fees
like,
there, Hess.
I was signed in and I pay a fee. Calm down over there.
Wow, watch out.
And yeah, so hold please. Right at the Here we go.
There you go.
I'll bring it back right here. That was annoying. I like these two guys. That's Axsara, Axsara, and that's called Wild.
I love these guys. They are absolutely super dope. We have signed one of their songs, forthcoming to New Noise, and they were good enough to produce a record for Bocanero, which is coming out in like 2 or 3 weeks or something, which I could even set up maybe for a play next week or something. And they're great. I love their sounds. For this one, I would say the drop is really cool. I think it needs just a little bit more variation. So if you've heard the first half, you haven't heard the second half. So there's like, it can't just have the addition of hats. Like something extra in the drop could be cool. But overall, it felt really funky and housey. I like it.
Very cool. Anyone else?
Yeah, I really like the drop too. I think it could use like a little bit of variation, going back to some of the stuff we talked about earlier. You could just vary up the rhythm of how that vocal chop happens. Also, there's some like harshness in that chop. There's a plugin called Soothe. If you're not familiar, you should check it out. It's a multi-band plugin that lets you pretty much automatically, depending on what you set it to, can take care of the whole spectrum of a sound or whatever track you put it on. So you can put it on the master even, and it'll automatically duck the harsh frequencies for you. So use with care, but Soothe, check it out.
Yeah, Soothe is great. Really, really great plugin. Everyone's been raving about that one for a long time.
Very nice.
Yeah. By the way, I found a photo for you, Nick. This is what happens in Australia.
There they are.
This is what happens. If you're that guy, you get chopped off to become these guys. So
Got it.
that's the tall poppy syndrome. If you're sticking out too much, you gotta come down and be with everybody else. So that's why anytime that anyone plugs themselves, it's funky to Australians. We're like, hey, wait, settle down there, mate. Pull your head in, get back into line, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's why I don't dislike the idea of plugging and even finishmytrack.com, because it was my idea in the first place. But
here we go.
Oh God!
It just jumps out as an Australian.
That's a tall poppy right there. We should call you Paul Toppy.
Tall poppy.
I created it. You didn't create it. Come on, dude. You were the ghost writer.
It was just an idea that we're having about, like, you guys are so good at finishing tracks. Like, that's what you need to do. Like, create something where you're finishing tracks, because no one's doing it. It's like a real big hole in the market, you know. And that
All right,
was, like,
that's
the
a
last
stretch.
thing we
It's
had.
a little stretch. Well, you said you identified us as track finishers.
Yes.
What we did with that information was we then made it into a thing.
Yes. Congratulations. You're welcome.
I gotta ask one though about the tall poppy. Just like maybe there's a scenario where the tall poppy gets chopped, but then is going off to an amazing mountain farm somewhere in the north and is living the high life because it's been propagated properly, and then it becomes like its own family of brand new poppies and remains the big toppy, unfettered by farmers in the south.
I'm here for the Austin Kramer storybook about tall poppies where he does the audio version. Anybody else?
We could do that.
We should do that.
It should be a call map bedtime story that like soothingly puts you to sleep.
In Australian vocals. Lorne, can you do the voiceover?
And I think we need to have this demo as the background. This is
I like it already. It's nice, soothing background.
Right? So imagine this now with the poppy story. And then happily ever
the
after.
Tall poppy, the sun came over the horizon, and the tall poppy looked down at all his mates and said, "Guys, I'm getting chopped today."
Wow, that was legit.
We're gonna miss you, Poppy.
All right, I'm gonna reel this in a little bit because right now we're on Reddit and everyone's like, why did I even open my computer today? Austin, thank you for that.
You'll understand.
If you want to know about the tall poppy story, please reference some of our older shows. Staria, thank you for joining us, and thanks everyone for the laughs on that one. This next demo, this is SnowedIn, and this is called Bubble. And you're listening to
Poppy.
Dope or Nope in the Poppy Weeds.
Is this a 10-minute record?
Let me look.
What's the
750.
story then?
Right now, I want to listen to the whole thing. I want to see where it's going.
Well, I've already listened to half of it.
Come on. So picture this. 4:15 a.m. Very little dimly lit
Space.
club.
In Amsterdam.
You're in the speaker. You're not like in. You're in the speaker. You're crouched down and you're like, what is this? Oh, it's the poppies.
Somehow you
Great. I'm gonna move it in a little bit. Sorry, I'm gonna come
Oh
back.
god.
I'm gonna move this in a little bit. This
is
a,
fantastic.
You found the
This is
hi-hat.
a story right here.
The Poppy story. Rename the record.
One more time. I'm gonna take it right to the break. Hold on. This is awesome. This is so awesome. And then it comes back in over here. With like, I love this. Demo of the day,
Wait.
SnowedIn.
Who is that, by the way?
Stucky.
SnowedIn, SnowedIn. It's called Bubble Chamber.
Todd Stucky said this is a CSI scene, bro. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh,
We're
big time.
running and just trying
Big time.
to get the bad guy. Yes. Oh,
So good.
Music for soundtracks.
These
Right.
records are
Okay.
fascinating because they take so long to produce because you really have to listen to the context of how all these sounds come in. So like
Right.
to play it back and understand like how a sound fits in the rest of the track, you're listening to these big sections that are really long. I mean, the same goes for film soundtracks. Like to understand the climax of a sequence, like you have to watch potentially a long segment of music paired with video to understand it. It's the same way with these records, and he does a really good job with that.
Can I just piggyback off that? Because Nick, that's an exceptionally awesome point. That's a good producer tip, which is anytime that you're trying to work on a little section of music, try not to just loop it or even play from like one bar, a few seconds before and have a listen to how that sound comes in. You need to listen to it with a run-up. I constantly say when I'm messing around context, you need to listen to it from 30 seconds or a minute back to listen to what's coming before it, how you're feeling about it, and then when that sound or that thing lands, it's so amazing to me that I can sit there. I remember producing songs for 2 hours in this one little bit and going, yeah, this is awesome, and then coming back to it the next day, listening to it from the beginning of the track, and when it landed, I'm like, this is horrible, what was I thinking? So yeah, listening to something in context by having a longer listen, a longer run-up, which is really the reason why a lot of editors, or even music choosers across the board, whether it's DSPs or whether it's radio stations, when you do the needle drop, you miss the flow and the feeling of how something lands when it hits. So yeah, really good tip.
Off of that, I'm gonna piggyback again. Hey! So it also works when I learned this really early on when I was tracking a lot of vocalists. If you give them a short lead time, it's fine, But if you give them a longer run up to where they're going to come in, like you give them 8 bars, they're going to understand the context of the track better. So the performance will likely be stronger when they come in, because they have a little bit of time to ramp up. Number one, they have time to breathe. But 2, they understand the dynamic of the track of where they're going to hit it. So that's if you're tracking vocals, Todd, Stucky, I'm talking to you. When you're tracking your own vocals, give yourself some lead time.
Right.
Yeah,
Even though
that's
you
right.
wrote the song, you should understand it. But still.
And playing the leapfrog game, I got another one for you. If if a vocalist turns up to the vocal booth with the lyrics written out and not remembered, then generally you're not going to get a better performance than if they turn up and they've already know and can feel the lyrics. I remember an engineer in Australia who used to work in Chicago a lot. He said if a vocalist ever turned up to a session with the lyrics on a piece of paper, he would kill the session and say, "Come back when you know the lyrics." Boom.
Bam.
That's a mic drop moment for sure. Wow.
Can we take a poll?
I don't know how to do polls, but yeah, we should do polls. Let's do polls.
I mean,
every other question.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't have to be scientific or anything. I'm just wondering, like, to me, this is progressive house, and you can't tell me otherwise. I'm not pissed when people say that Garrix is progressive house or Hardwell or stuff like that, but it's such an interesting part of this genre that there are 2 completely different, sonically different elements of the genre, and they're called the same thing right now. Maybe it's an era thing, because it didn't occur. This wasn't the case 10 years ago. Progressive house was its own body, and somehow electro house morphed into progressive house, I think.
Like, to me, this is progressive electronic.
Yeah.
Right,
This is more
because-
electronic than it is anything else.
Yeah.
When the minute someone utters the word house to me, I'm in a no way other place than listening to this. Like a very different place. Right? So, and I'm not saying house has to be pianos or house has to be this or that, but house in its origin, if you want to go back, and you can't change that. House is house, right?
Yeah.
You can add some things to it. You can do tech house, which we know what that sounds like, and that's very definitive. This is just my opinion, but when someone says the word house to me, I'm at the Sound Factory bar. It's 1989, and Frankie Knuckles is playing.
Yeah.
Or Todd Terry, or Louie and Kenny, or any of the guys that came in from Chicago. Thank you, Soul Sounds. And that and what transpired from there, how it morphed, more pianos, less pianos, yada yada yada, more. But it wasn't this. This was never. That was never involved. None of these sounds to me were involved in when someone says house to me.
But it existed in Europe with John Digweed and that era, and kind of Anjuna morphed out of that into Anjuna Deep, and there's tons of labels that.
And then I mean, you could slot Lane 8 into that, and you can slot some of those things and what's going on. And I love it, like Tale of Us. I mean, I love what they're doing, right? But I wouldn't ever say progressive house, or I would. To me, that's just straight like this. It's somewhere where trance met electronic, and with melody maybe from some house. Like house is not in there.
Yeah.
I love this.
I could probably speak to this just very quickly in that this is absolutely progressive house in the purest sense of the word. There are within every genre there's a little bit like the edges, and you're pushing out to the wings a little bit. And I think that if Martin Garrix is getting, or Hardwell's getting called progressive house, then it's very much an energetic pumping version of it, perhaps, and it would probably border more electro if it had a lot of screechiness or bassline drivenness to it. But this is progressive house, anything that puts you in a trance-like state that's driven mostly by a very 2-beat half bar rhythm that's hypnotic. So that's how I think progressiveness is. I saw someone in the chat talking about, was it Iman Kumar talking about Avicii, who I actually, when I was in Sweden, I met his dad just last Sunday, I guess a week ago, week and a half ago. I met.
Oh, amazing.
He is awesome, and it was a really wonderful meeting to show him the photos of his son meeting us at Vicious, when he was 19. So that was really awesome. But Avicii said to me once that what he's been doing was taking trance stuff, not progressive house, but he was taking a lot of trance melodies and I guess signatures and slowing it down into a house beat. So that was something that come from him. So I wouldn't call what Avicii did as progressive. I would say it was almost trance house, if there was such a thing. But yeah, to your point, Austin, this is that last record was pure progressive house.
And have you guys noticed people using the word house like they used EDM 5 years ago? So
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's like your grandma says
Lately.
house,
Yeah.
but she's talking about Avicii and she's talking about Cascade and Galantis, and,
Right.
all of it on the radio. Interesting.
I'm hearing it. Do we have K-pop house yet?
K-house.
One day would be great.
Right. Absolutely. Todd Stucky, by the way, 1989. Yes, it was 1989. And it was
Whoa.
April.
You said Todd Terry, Hess, and then Todd Stucky said, I got a house track for you.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Today.
Well, he's got
Put
a
it in
couple
the-
here, so let's get to
Put
it.
it in there. All right, next demo. I think we're in the same spot here where we just were. This is going to make me... So for anyone who gets this, the name of the artist is Cielo, which I thought is kind of funny coming out of that conversation. And the track's called Sweet Rain. And this is Dope or Nope. You're listening to electronic, not house, but electronic demos for 1 hour. Also 8 minutes, so let me bounce a little bit. Right about here. All right, bounce again. Oh, this is another one. It's like
Another movie record.
Animal Planet.
we talk just real. What's it take to make something like this? This is like writing
Patience.
a novel.
Patience. That's what it takes.
Patience.
A ton
Yeah,
of patience.
this could be cool with a really slick, dreamy vocal though.
Yeah.
It's like it's a good bed, and maybe if you tightened it up a little bit, you could have something there that's different. Where's Enya at? Throw me some Enya on there.
Right. Yeah. Wow. But wow. I like the track a lot, and thank you for letting us play that one. Up next.
Julie McKnight. It needs Julie McKnight. It's a very Kings of Tomorrow kind of vibe.
Oh yeah.
Time marches on, never ending. That feeling.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
needs to be this long, dreamy vocal that doesn't feel
Yeah.
like it actually hits. Just
Remind me
keep
before we
rolling.
go. I have something I want to play you guys, which I'm probably not supposed
Ooh.
to. But
Oh well.
let's see. Fashionista, Techno Drive. This is exactly 39 seconds. You ready?
Yes.
All
Here we
right.
go.
Oh,
Wow.
Buckle up. That was Fashionista.
Nick.
I don't know where to put that in my brain, so I have no comments.
Same. My head. Ow.
I would be the rhythms. I will say, like, all the rhythms are really cool. I'd be more curious to hear that whole thing moved over to like a drum line. If that was like a marching drum line set, it would sound insane. But I don't know where to put it in my brain besides that.
Yeah.
Move along.
Yeah.
That's like a shot of Jägermeister. That's what that feels like.
When you're shaking your head, that's.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
It was using a lot of 16 and 32s, and it felt very, very convoluted. And I don't know where if it would be straightened up by halving a lot of that rhythm so that you had something to kind of like match your brain to find a rhythm that can be stuck against. Put a 4/4 kick under it. Like, how does it feel if it was slowed down slightly? Then what do you have? Maybe you have something that's more rhythmic and easy for people to get into. I get that it's experimental, but I also think that you need to find an audience initially for it. Or maybe it's just a really good idea that's in a larger context that we haven't heard yet. So,
right.
That's what I got for that one.
That's Fashionista. This is Dope or Nope. And up next, Alex Amaro. He's an alumni here. And this is called Be All Right.
Like it already.
Yeah. Volume, please. I would like to go on playing that, but we have a few more to get to.
This is fun.
What are you guys' thoughts?
Really good.
That's
I like
awesome.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Killer.
That's a banger. Yep.
Yeah, it's a really good record.
Alex Amaro, Be All Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh, Joel Freck and Todd Stucky. Sippin'.
Are you talking?
Right here on Dope or Nope.
Alex, I already texted you.
Joel Freck and Todd Stucky. That's called Sippin'. What do you guys think?
Love that.
Really good. Love the bass line.
Yeah.
A lot. Nothing. No problems with it at all. Maybe the bass line could even be louder. It's hard to. It's obviously hard to tell, but the hats sort of almost sounded louder than the bass. Like, it's so good. I would bring it forward in the mix. Really, it felt like the bass line felt like a lead to me. It's really nice.
Yeah, nice one. I like that a lot.
What do you think?
How do we
Nick?
feel about is Todd? Are you singing on that one? What's the story there?
As in,
I
who's the
have
vocalist?
mixed emotions on this style of record for Todd. Even though I'm an advocate to do whatever you want sonically, he's just got such a really good thing in that like chill lane that I'd love to hear him pursue more of those records. But if this is just him featuring on vocals, I think that's super cool too.
Yeah, I like it. I mean,
What do you
it says,
what do you guys think? Like from a brand perspective?
His vocals, he said.
His
Oh, nice.
vocals. Yeah.
That works then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially his vocals, since he's bound to be a reality TV show star later in life, and a sitcom down the line.
Wow. You heard it here first.
Wow.
Nice.
That's just in my own prayers. I hope so for him. His
Well, since
IG
maybe
like
as
Nick
a-
said is so entertaining.
There you have it. Todd Stucky and Joel Freck. It's called Sippin'. 428. All right. So last demo goes out to Bianca, who sent us Benix, and this is called Stargates. And you're listening to Dope or Nope.
Whoa, so much going on that record.
Yeah.
So much good or so much?
I think so much good, but all kind of a little bit mismatched slightly. Like it has a progressive style vocal, I'd say. The bass line felt electro, and then the scream sounds in the lead felt dubstep, and the hats felt house. So if you're looking for a variation, it was really great because it had lots of different variations used. And again, I love experimental music, but I just wondered if a person who loves a certain style of music, will that be enough for them to accept it? Like, is there enough dubstep, or is there enough house, is there enough electro? You know what I mean? Like, it just sort of felt
That's
like
fair.
it's slightly out there in the middle of the ocean a little bit, and it wasn't close enough to the island of house or the island of progressive or dubstep or electro for someone to throw a rope and go, yeah, you're part of us. Like,
Right,
in terms
there's
of
a-
the Venn diagram, I think they're right in the middle, and it just doesn't fit any one particular genre, which could be cool, but
A tweener.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I like the tennis reference there, my friend. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other thoughts on that?
I think Lorne hit the nail on the head.
All right. That works. So that brings us to the end of Dope or Nope, or never the end, really. Just the temporary discontinuation of today's show.
A temporary pause for 7 days.
Temporary pause
Right.
for 7 days. So if you're just joining us, you missed an entire hour and a half of amazing demos, which our friends out there have been kind enough to let us play for everybody. We do this every Thursday at 3 p.m. EST, and we have this great group of people. Lauren Pavin from Dimmock Records, Austin Kramer from One World Radio, Raquel Goldie from Vinny's Vibes, YouTube influencer, and K-pop aficionado, Nick Dietrich, Liftoff Recordings, the Disco Fries. Disco Fries.
I gotta get you guys some
Finish my
hats
track.
if you'd wear hats.
I
I
mean,
want a hat.
As it
I'm
turns
just
out,
afraid if I
I'm
wear
really
your
wearing a
hat, then Lauren's gonna come out with the knife and just start hacking.
What?
Yeah, it's all
Oh, I mean, I'd
poppy
have to
hat.
hack a hole through it to
The
fit my
poppy.
hand through.
Hacking the you know, because then we're doing the tall poppy thing. But then also
No.
finish my
Oh,
track.
Lord.
Just
Wait,
saying.
are artist hats allowed, or are you also a tall poppy if you wear your own merch?
No, I think that seems legit. I mean, in America, all the rules are out the window. Which, yeah, just for the record, just so that all you guys know, I am not an advocate for the tall poppy syndrome. I think it's absolute bullshit. It's a horrible,
Language.
stupid thing. Sorry for the language there,
This
AK.
is a clean
it's-
show. Now I got
Is it though? Is it
on-
though?
when I upload it.
Yeah, anyway, I think that it's stupid that in Australia there's a tendency to pull everybody else down if they're doing really well to get them down to your level. It's just really bad. So it's although it's like innate in our culture, I don't respect it. And I think that in America, you guys have got a much better idea of like helping each other, pushing each other up. And when I landed here in 2013, the first thing everybody
Ah,
you've got an idea, let me
No.
put you together. So there's a lot more of that, I think, in America, which I love. I think it's fantastic. So just wanted to set that record straight on that tall poppy thing. Yeah, even though
That's
it's
nice,
innate,
that's nice.
I love it.
I know.
love what you
I
guys
know.
do.
Well, we attach that whole thing to you. We throw that on you. So, once again, thank you guys, everyone, for joining us out there and for hanging with us while we were playing some songs. I was going to play this really innovative, I would call it a remake of a very once popular from 20 years ago rock song, which comes out in a couple of weeks. And then I thought, I'm pretty 99% sure we'll get tagged and kicked off.
Don't do that.
No.
Yeah. So
Don't
I
do
want
it.
to.
so it's the end of the show.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone
I know.
Yeah.
Flags. No, just
Then
don't
we're
do
gonna
it.
get yelled at.
Don't do it.
I will. Yeah, and then there's the whole strike
Facebook.
zone. Whatever.
Yeah,
Tell us
major
which,
label.
which song.
I will
or
just
which
tell
artist.
you, keep on the lookout. It's called. The song is "Lightning Crashes." If you remember.
Oh,
that.
live. One of the best.
Yes,
Lightning
sir.
Crashes by Alive? Wow,
Really good.
what a great record.
It's
That's
really
such a
good.
great record.
I love it.
He came in and re-recorded the vocal.
Whoa.
What? The vocalist?
The band.
Is it
No
Armin?
way.
Who is
Huh?
this? Is it
Who is
Armin?
this?
What's
You
the
got to
thing?
tell us now.
Tell
No
us.
pointing.
I will send
Tell
it
us.
to you privately.
Thank you.
Come on.
But it
sounds
comes
great.
out in June 15th, 17th, 17th.
Yeah. I
Um,
always loved that record because
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the mix, the engineer in the third chorus, like, actually literally pulls down the master volume level. And then it fades it up. Like, as soon as it hits the third chorus, it almost feels like a verse moment. The volume dips down, and then when it comes up into the build of the rock song, it like literally goes back to zero volume again. And every time as a kid, I'm like, what is wrong with my stereo? shit's messing up here. I don't understand.
Was it a
But, yeah,
tactic
so
to
I-
get people
I
to turn
love
their
that record.
stereos up?
yeah, it's like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
But yeah, really, yeah. Sorry, Bianca. Everyone has to wait because if I play it now, we'll definitely get bounced because
Yeah.
it is it's the song.
Who else?
And
than Armin?
ironically,
Who else is
the-
it?
the
Who
kid
created it?
who put it together,
Come on.
the idea came from one of Armada Music's A&R people, who is from the town that the band was born from
What?
in Pennsylvania. Yeah, ironically.
Nice.
So all super cool stuff. Couple notes. Don't forget to subscribe to everyone here, I am Hess, the Disco Fries, Austin Kramer, Lauren Padman, and Raquel Goldie. You can find us on a lot of different platforms. Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. We're in a lot of spots.
TikTok.
We're also TikTok. Yeah, I kind of skipped that. I aged out of that one. Until I find something really funny to do that's age appropriate. Thank you again to Reach for giving us this space to really kind of have some fun with, and for blasting us in all kinds of places, including Reddit, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter, and Facebook. YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yeah, and YouTube. And you can find us all here every Thursday, 3 p.m., playing the best demos I personally I've ever heard. Leslie Doyle, how are you? So what do you guys got for the weekend? Raquel, what are you doing?
My friends who I'm going to Korea with are in town, so we're going to start planning some stuff for our trip. So I'm excited.
Super cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun.
All right.
Lots
Austin?
of organizing involved.
There you go. When girls get together, right? It's a whole thing?
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a whole thing. Austin, what do you got planned?
I'll be listening to some new tunes, releases that come out June 3, and I'll be wearing my jorts all weekend.
Oh, jorts!
Jorts.
What?
Wow, it's the
My
joy.
God, he has jorts on.
With my shirt tucked in.
So are they called?
Like a weirdo.
Holy shit.
That looked painful.
Are they
Like,
right?
straight
Didn't it, though?
painful.
A little bit. I kind
I'll
of
be
like
listening to new dance tunes at Home Depot in my jorts. That's
new
what I'll
dance
be.
tunes. Are they called
my God.
jorts because the bottom's hemmed
Yeah.
Jean shorts, shorts.
Jean shorts.
Come on, Hess.
specifically?
Yeah.
Because there's the cutoffs, right? Because that's not really hemmed. Often that's
I
like
think they have phrase on
They're
them,
still-
but
Right.
my wife
still
likes
jorts.
these, so what I'll go with it.
incredibly smart-looking jorts.
Thank you, sir.
Where
Yeah,
did you get your
bet.
jorts?
These were actually hemmed. They're legit jorts.
What?
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
The things I learn on this show.
Anything you need hemmed, please contact Austin Kramer.
Austin.
Nick Dietrich, what pizzas are you making in your backyard this weekend?
Oh, we're definitely making pizzas. No, it's tomato weekend, so the tomatoes go in the ground.
Oh, okay.
So hot tip, Hess, I know you've got all that land now. It's a good time to plant those tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm like 2 months behind on the lawn care scenario, so I'm catching up on that now, though. So that's kind of fun. Ditch that shit. But yeah, that's awesome. Well, enjoy the tomato land. Lauren Padman, let me guess, tennis.
I'm already set. I've got the shirt on.
Oh,
He's ready.
Ball.
I see
I'm
what you did
playing
there.
tennis tonight. I've got a tournament on Monday. I'm very excited about. So there'll be a bit of tennis on the weekend, and hopefully spending as much time as possible with their girlfriend Brooklyn. And we're going to go for a hike and some other cool things.
Amazing.
Looking forward to a long weekend.
Fun.
Alrighty, there you have it. Don't forget to join us next Thursday, 3 p.m. Nick, where are we? Are we blasting into somebody's?
Spawn, where are we going? Where are we going? Give me a raid.
Hess,
If you
are
take
you
a minute,
gonna
it's fine.
install your generator?
That is in a couple weeks, but that's happening. This weekend is
Nice.
all about painting.
Same.
Fun.
Paint.
Nice. Good luck.
Yeah, I won't be wearing jorts, but we'll. I don't know what to do now. I feel like underdressed since you're going to be wearing jorts. I have to figure it out. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And, yeah, I'm going to leave you with a little piece because...
Oh, we're going to get flagged.
We're going to raid over to Monster Cat.
Flag.
Dang, that's sick.
Nice.
Dang it. We've just
All
lost
right,
the
we're
show.
headed over to Monster Cat if you're on Twitch, and we'll see you next week.
What's up,
Thank you,
Monster Cat?
everyone. Dope
buddy.
or nope? You heard it here first.
Bye.
Lightning crashes, a new mother cries.